Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's lovely to have you here joining me for this pick a card reading. And today we're doing advice on your current situation. So what is going on and what is the message or the advice that you need to hear regarding that. And it can be any situation, anything that you're focused on right now. So we've got our three piles to choose from. We have pile number one, which is this card, and it says Wounded Heart. And that is with the turquoise howlite here. There we go. Pile number two is this card, which says Nurture. And that's with the red Jasper star. There we go. I think I said turquoise howlite star there. If I said heart, then I apologise. Well, it's obviously not a heart. And then pile number three is a card that says Unknowing. There you go, Unknowing. And that is with the orange calcite. Yeah, orange calcite star. So those are your three piles to choose from. Just go for the one that you feel the most drawn to. And obviously, if you're thinking about more than one situation, you're focused on more than one situation, or you need advice on more than one situation, then you can obviously pick different piles accordingly. But otherwise, I'll see you really soon in your reading. Bye for now. Hi, pile number one, and welcome to your reading. So we are doing a reading on advice really regarding your current situation. So whatever that situation happens to be, something that you're focused on, and we're looking at, we're going into a little bit about what's going on in that, or what's happening with that, and also what is your message? What is the Spirit's message on what you need to hear regarding that? What's your advice? So you came in under the reading under this card, which is Wounded Heart. Okay. And I'm going to put that there, and the little turquoise howlite star here. So I will put that here so we can see it. There we go, in our reading. Right, lovely. Okay, so how's everyone doing? A big thank you to everyone who watched my last reading. I really appreciate that. And also I was really pleased to see that, I had quite a few people that had hyped it, which I was so grateful for and thankful for. Thank you so much for doing that. It does make a difference. Anything that you can do to appreciate and support the channel, liking, subscribing, commenting and hyping, make a huge difference really in terms of the growth of the channel, and also just giving me a little bit of a boost. So thank you so much for doing that. If you were one of the people that hyped the last reading, I really appreciate that. Obviously, if you feel you want to do it again this time, brilliant. But let's get straight to it. So first of all, so we're looking at what's going on in this situation and what is your advice. So let's get some oracle cards out, shall we? So, what's going on for pile number one in this situation? Also, what's the advice, please? Also, just reminding you, of course, it is a general reading, so please only take what resonates. So what is going on for pile number one? What is their advice in this situation? So we've obviously got Wounded Heart here. Then we've got letter. Oh, document, message, news, speech, writing, communication. Let's get another one out before we say anything. We've got letter. What's going on? What's the advice for pile number one here? Protection, magic circle. Right, okay. What is going on for pile number one, and what is their advice and guidance? We have true offering. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. Right, okay, let's have one of these. What is their advice, please, in their current situation? What is going on? Have a look. We have, joy and delight. Okay. And I'm going to have one more of these. what is going on in the current situation, and what is their advice? I feel like it's that one. I'm going to take that one out. Now these relate to the tarot cards, and this one is actually Judgment. Okay, Judgment. That's interesting. So let's just put that in there. What I might do is actually move my little star, put it here. It's apt because it's got little stars on that card anyway. Right. Now some of you in this situation may be, with the Wounded Heart being your main card, so maybe there's been some loss in this situation, or maybe you've received some sad news or some difficult news, or something has hurt you in this situation here. There's been some kind of pain. It could be that you're hoping for some communication, or there's been some sad kind of communication, or something upsetting. Okay, but I do feel that you've got a lot of good cards here. So we've got the card of protection, we've got Judgment, we've got Joy and Delight. So I feel like if there has been something difficult in this situation, or if there is difficulty in this separation, or sadness or loss or upset, it's not going to remain that way. I have to say that I don't feel like it's going to remain that way. And it could be that you receive some good news telling you that, or you're on the precipice of receiving some sort of communication, and that you're protected as well. That you're very much protected in whatever's going on for you at the moment. There's protection around you. Okay, but let's get out some tarot. Let's get a little bit more on what's the actual situation. So what's going on? What's kind of the current situation for pile number 1? What's actually going on for them? And we'll draw some more cards out. And what is your specific advice? What is actually going on for pile number 1? So we have the Lovers, the Nine of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Chariot, and the Two of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, there might be some sort of, that might be why you've got the Wounded Heart. So maybe you're just a bit upset because there's some sort of, for some of you there might be a little bit of a three-way situation going on. So it could relate to relationships. So it could be that there's some other person or something else interfering with a relationship that you've got going on at the moment, or there's a third element to it, or there's an element of choice that's going on, right, that's causing pain. So maybe somebody's feeling kind of left out or wounded or hurt or something like that. So it could, for many of you, be a relationship here, which, with the overarching energy being the Seven of Pentacles, is maybe on hold, or is has slowed down a bit, or has taken a step back. There's been a bit of a retreat with the Seven of Pentacles. But the Seven of Pentacles, again, it's always got that idea of, yeah, it might be that it's caused a step back, or a slowing down, or a lack of going forward, but it's always with a view to returning to it and building it up and nurturing it and growing it again. So I feel like if the situation you're concerned about is some sort of I don't know, and it doesn't have to be a love relationship, it could be any relationship where there's been some sort of separation or pain, or an issue around a third party, or someone getting in the way of your connection or your relationship. I don't think that it's going to be in any way a long-term thing. I feel that it's actually temporary. It's a temporary setback. It's a temporary pain, if you like, right? It might have hurt you, and of course that's horrible when you experience that or when you feel that, but I don't feel that that's going to continue. It's not a permanent thing, because I still feel that with the Page of Swords here, that there is a lot of curiosity in this situation. There's still a lot of interest in the situation. There's still a lot of, it's actually a wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups here. There's still a lot of focus on the situation, right? But with the Two of Wands, maybe at the moment it's kind of just in a little bit of a no man's land. It's a little bit of it's kind of teetering, really, like this little ballerina is teetering. And maybe you're thinking it could fall at any moment, or maybe it has fallen and you're thinking it's going to be permanent. It could also be that it's a situation that involves choices, or that you're having to make a choice, or someone has made a choice. Maybe there's been a concern that it hasn't been you, or maybe you're concerned that there's going to be a choice and it's not going to be you. Or maybe you have to choose between two people. Maybe you've got worries about that or doubts about that. But I feel that in all of this is a time, it might be a time of separation, or not being together, or not being in contact, but it's soon going to change. Either you're going to get some kind of good news, or you're going to, the situation is going to revive with the Judgment card. It's going to revive, it's going to rise up. And this period of, because again, the Two of Wands can be about choices. It can be between two things, right? When you're stuck, literally stuck between two things, okay? So maybe this is the situation that there's a feeling that you or someone else or whatever is stuck between two things, or there's two choices, and it's causing heartache, it's causing upset or anxiety for you, but it's not going to be for long. I don't feel it's going to be for long. And in fact, I feel like it's actually going to be reinvested and it's going to rise up, right? So that's kind of what I see there. So what do we see in terms of so that's it could be around relationships. It could be around anything to do with choices, you having to make a choice around something. And maybe you feel a bit stuck about that, but eventually you will, maybe that feeling stuck, or that not being sure what to do is causing you some pain or causing you some stress or something, but you will basically end up with the choice that you want, or the thing that you want here, for sure. So what have we got in terms of zodiac signs? So we've got Gemini, we've got Pisces, we've got all the air signs of Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. We've got Cancer, and we've also got Aries as well as Taurus energy. So what's your sort of advice then? So it might be that you're just at the moment, again, I get the feeling that maybe at the moment you're kind of in this betwixt and between. You're in a bit of a grey area, you're a little bit stuck or not sure. So what is your kind of advice then? What should be pile number one's advice? I think I might get one of these cards out to start off with. What should pile number one's advice be in this then? I like it's that one. So let's see what this one relates to. This is the Sun. Oh, lovely. Stay positive. Stay positive. It'll work out. Maybe do positive thinking. Like try to think positively. Try to, not focus or not dwell on things that can go wrong, or things, thinking that there's going to be a negative outcome. Let's have a look and see. Should I get another oracle card? Let's get one of these cards out. So what's the advice for pile number one here? What's the advice? Humility. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. Humility. Okay. Let's get out some tarot. So what is pile number one's advice in this situation, please? We have the Magician. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the King of Swords. Again, Judgment. And the Five of Wands, okay. And what's at the bottom of the deck? The High Priestess. Yeah, maybe there's something as well about being wise, about really being wise and listening. There's a lot to do here with listening to your, you've got Page of Pentacles underneath there, kind of listening to your own guidance, or listening to guidance, really, particularly inner guidance. So today, this is a good guidance for you, really. But also to listen to your own guidance, to your own inner guidance. I feel like there's something maybe here about you also kind of not giving up. So maybe there's a feeling with a wounded heart, with the Two of Wands, particularly if you are in this kind of energy of wounded heart, where you feel hurt, or you feel loss or separation or upset or whatever, there might be a tendency to sort of like think the worst or to give up. And I think with the Five of Wands is about competing. It's about still putting your hand in the ring, if you like, still going for it. So I think the advice is to still keep fighting for this situation, to still keep going for it. Also something about maybe elevating your thoughts or elevating your vibration a little bit around it, and that could also be why you got the High Priestess. You know, like thinking better of it. You know, thinking and believing that it can rise, that it can change, that it can be better, that you can move forward in a focused and positive way with this situation, right? That you know, it will happen for you. It might be with the Knight of Cups that you have to maybe take some action here. Maybe you have to take some action. So maybe you have to somehow reach out in this situation, or maybe you have to do something, because the Knight of Cups is about making a gesture. So maybe there's something about you needing to make a gesture, because again, we've got this little letter here, haven't we? I've just noticed there's another letter here. So maybe there's something about you needing to communicate, or maybe there just needs to be better communication in this situation, and maybe that's something that you need to start off, or that you need to be open to, possibly. So maybe you need to be open to somebody else's communication, or maybe you need to allow somebody else to communicate with you and to listen to them and to hear them out, or whatever. Take that how it resonates. Yeah, there's a strong, this situation isn't over, it's not finished with the Magician card here. There's still a lot left to create within it. There's still a lot left that you can do, that you yourself can do to manifest it, to bring it to life, to make it happen for yourself. You have all the resources with the Magician card here to do that, if you like. The King of Swords is something maybe about sort of doing the right thing with the King of Swords here. But again, it's also focused on communication, because it comes right under the Page of Swords. So maybe there's something about communicating maturely, communicating truthfully, communicating with intelligence, putting your point across in a kind of like calm way, in a reasonable way, in a kind of focused way. So there could be something around communication here, for you to communicate well, for you to be open to communication, for you to possibly make the first, again, that's up to you, I don't know what's going on here, but possibly make the first move with communication in this, and to carry on fighting for it, and to elevate it, to look to, you know, think positively about it, to look at it in a good light, to if you're not in contact, or you're in separation, or something like that's going on in this situation, then it's time for you to really be reflective and think, how can it improve, how can I make it better? So that is kind of the advice that I am seeing here. Now, what have we got in terms of zodiac signs? So we've got all of the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We've got all the air signs of Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. We've also got Leo energy. Yeah, and then this one was the sun, wasn't it? Yeah, the sun. That's Leo as well. So there you go, pile number 1. That has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do all the things that make me so happy, which is liking, subscribing, hitting that bell so you know when I'm uploading, commenting, and of course hyping. I would love it if you hyped the reading. But otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, welcome back to your reading. So today we're looking at to give advice on your current situation. So what is Spirit's advice on your current situation? You know, a situation that you're focused on, what is going on. We're also looking at what is going on in that situation. And yeah, so you chose to come into the reading and this card, lovely card, which is a card that says nurture. There we go. And also the red Jasper little sort of star here. So I'm going to put that on top of our card here. Lovely. There we go. So let's get straight to it. How are you all doing? Is everyone doing well? Sending you all my love and light. And also I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched my last reading. And also a huge thank you if you were one of the people that hyped the reading. I really appreciate that. That's so lovely. It does make a huge difference if you do any of those things, you know, hyping, liking, subscribing, commenting, hitting the bell and everything, just so you know when I'm uploading. But hyping's this kind of new feature on YouTube, and it would be lovely to get up onto my country's leaderboard. But everybody who hypes it, you know, gives me a certain amount of points, and I'm in with a chance of getting on that leaderboard, and then, you know, the channel kind of being, you know, promoted a lot more. So I really do appreciate it if you've done that. Obviously, if you want to do it today, then fantastic. I would so love that. But yeah, I just want to say a big thank you there for anyone who did that for me. So let's get straight to it. Obviously, it is a general reading today, so please just take the messages that resonate. But let's get some oracle cards on A, what's going on, and B, what's the kind of advice for you. And then we will be looking at some tarot cards around that as well, obviously. So let's get out one of these cards. So what is going on for pile number 2 in this situation? Any situation that they've got going on that they're focused on, and what is their advice, please? Okay. Fish, business, finances, commerce, gain, wealth and abundance. Okay, let's have a look at this one. What is the situation? What's going on in this situation, and what is their advice, please? Let's have a look. We've got initiation, Spirit, with initiation. Let's have one of these ones. Okay, so what is their, what's going on in this situation for them, and what's their advice, please? Energetic clearing. It says during crises, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. Okay. Maybe clearing something to start something else here. But let's get another, I'm going to get one of these ones. Let's ask, what is the situation, what's going on in it, and also what is the advice that pile number 2 needs to hear. Tears of joy and sadness. Right. Right, okay, let's see. What do we need to know about the situation for pile number 2, and what is their advice, please? Let's see what this one is. This relates to tarot, and this is the King of Cups. The King of Cups, right, okay. bit of a mixed bag here, actually. Well, with the nurture card, obviously it's a situation that you may want to grow or develop. Or perhaps you're looking for more growth and development and nurture and care within the situation. So you might want to be, you might be looking for that in this situation that you're thinking about. For that situation to provide you with nurture and care, or it's you needing to nurture and care, or looking to nurture and care for something, or to grow something. For some of you, this might be around business or business opportunities, or work opportunities, or something like that, that you're wanting to grow. Maybe you're wanting to grow your career, or maybe you're wanting to grow your finances. Maybe that's on your mind at the moment. Could be that maybe you're wanting to start something here with initiation, or maybe there's something that you're having to go through to begin something, which is what an initiation is. But at the same time having to clear something else out. So it could be that you're having to let something go to start something else. It's kind of, maybe the situation is making you feel both light and shade, good and bad. You know, you've got tears of joy and sadness. So maybe it's evoking dual emotions in you at the moment. With the King of Cups here, it could be an emotional situation, or a situation that is evoking strong emotions, or where there are strong feelings. It could be around a particular person with the King of Cups here. So maybe the situation is around a relationship, maybe, for some of you. Maybe you are wanting, with the King of Cups and with the Nurture card, more love in this situation, or you're feeling it needs more love. It needs more care. It needs more nourishment, possibly. There's something around abundance, an abundance of something. So maybe you're wanting more abundance, but you're feeling it needs more abundance. Maybe more abundance of love, or more abundance of care, or more abundance of nurture. But for some of you specifically, this could be around you're wanting more financial abundance, or more, more wealth, or more opportunities to grow in career, business, finance, that kind of thing. You might be wanting to also love what you do. You might be wanting to give more love to what you do, or wanting to feel like you're doing something that you love, rather than something that you don't love. But let's get out some tarot, shall we? Let's find out a little bit more about what the situation is, and what's going on in this situation for pile number 1, what is actually going on for them in this situation. So we've got the Ace of Cups, the Four of Wands, okay, the Chariot, Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. I feel there's definitely in this kind of part, it's definitely a focus on wanting some kind of care or love, right? So the situation is that you are wanting more, to feel more loving, or to have more love in your life, or in this situation that you're thinking about, for there to be more care in it, for there to be more love in it, okay? Because maybe it's something that you really dream about, or something that you really want. But at the moment with the Two of Pentacles, maybe it's not really like that at the moment, because we've got the Two of Pentacles, which is kind of a, well, it's a card of lack, really, because Two of Pentacles isn't really very much, is it? And it's also got that feeling of up and down, right? So maybe the situation is a bit up and down, or it's not balanced. It doesn't feel like you're getting much from it, or and what you want, which is why this guy is looking upwards. I feel like you're wanting to elevate it. You're wanting to focus on making it better, or to, again, nurture with the nurture, you know, having more love in it, or giving it more attention, or yeah, you're wanting that, to do that, or for that situation to give you that, really. And maybe at the moment it doesn't. Maybe it gives you, sometimes it gives, but sometimes it doesn't, sort of thing. So you get this kind of feeling of joy and also sadness, right? But you're wanting, with the Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands, you know, it could be the situation could be a relationship where you're wanting, maybe you're wanting a new beginning in a relationship, or a new start, or love. You're definitely wanting love here in all its forms, really, a love of something in this situation, right? It could be that some of you actually want marriage, commitment, a focused relationship maybe, or to even begin a relationship. So maybe the situation is that you're asking about is, you know, or that you're thinking about is that you want a relationship, and when's it going to come? When's it going to happen? So there's something about, yeah, you really wanting that, because the Four of Wands is happiness, it's joy. It is also a committed relationship. It can signify marriage. With the Ace of Cups, which is maybe some of you are looking for a new relationship or want a new relationship, and there's something about wanting it quickly, really, with the Eight of Wands and the Chariot, because those are very sort of swift cards of movement, swift movement. And it might be a dream for you. Maybe it's a fantasy situation. It's a bit of a fantasy for you. You really want it. But maybe it is a little bit of a dream, right? So there's definitely something in this pile about you wanting more love in your life in all its forms, or things to be more loving, or maybe the situation to give you more love, more care, for there to be more opportunities. It could relate to a specific person, that you maybe want more love from the person that you're thinking about. Maybe you want commitment, maybe you want renewal, maybe you want a new start, and you want it quickly, right? Because at the moment it feels that there's a bit of a lack. Maybe you're thinking there's a bit of a lack. Maybe there's, you know, and that's what needs to be cleared out, that sense of lack, that sense of not getting much from it. You know, you want that to be released and replaced with an abundance of kind of love in whatever the situation is for you. So that's what I see here. So what have we got? So we've got all of the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then we've got the Four of Wands, which is Aries energy. We've also got Cancer again in the Chariot. We've got Capricorn energy. We've got Scorpio, and we've got Sagittarius. Right. So what is your advice then? What's the advice that you need to hear about this? Yeah, so if it's a feeling of, I think like you're just feeling like that you want some support, some care, some love, or increased support, care and love, or a focus on that. And maybe at the moment with the Two of Pentacles, it's not really happening. Right, maybe it's, or if it is happening, it's not happening consistently, or it's not happening in the way that you want it to happen, or it's not happening enough. It's sometimes you get a little bit, but you know, a lot of the time maybe you don't. But let's see what your advice is then. Let's get these cards out. What is pile? I'm just going to move this along a little bit. What is pile number 2's advice? What do they need to hear? What's the advice on this situation that they need to hear? Let's take that one out. So these relate to the tarot cards, as I said, and this is the Five of Wands. Okay. So keep thinking it's possible, right? The Five of Wands is about competing. It's about, you know, actually, funny enough, the Five of Wands came out in number 1's reading. Yeah, so it's about keep focusing on it. Keep focusing on your dreams. Keep focusing on what it is, that thing that you really want. that feeling that it could be with many, it's a feeling, isn't it? That feeling of believing that you know, that you deserve that love. So keep fighting for that. Keep focused on that. Don't give up on that, really, is what that Five of Wands is saying. Let's get another. I think I'm going to go for one of these ones. Let's see. So what is their advice? Again, we've got the ship, haven't we? We saw ships here. Travel, vehicles, movement, journey, change, distance. Ship. Maybe there's something that you have to do, or some, because we do have a lot of cards around movement. Maybe for some of you this situation is sort of geographically distant, or there's some sort of travel involved in it. So maybe you have to embark on some kind of travel or movement where this situation is concerned. Change, yeah, okay, let's get out some cards. So what is the guidance or advice here? Or maybe there needs to be some movement in this situation. Okay, what is their advice? We have the Two of Swords, we have the Strength card, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Magician, and we have the Knight of Cups, the Hierophant. I feel like there is something about you, because we've got all this stuck energy, haven't we? The Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords is about feeling stuck and maybe in a little bit of pain or uncertainty or not being sure, right? So I feel there's something about releasing that somehow. And I felt like when I saw the ship, there was allow for movement. I had that phrase, allow for movement. So there's something about you kind of releasing yourself from, not releasing yourself from the situation, but maybe just sort of being less focused on like the negatives, because that's what these cards are. Like there's something about maybe releasing negative thoughts or negative feelings, okay, because that could be contributing to the situation in some way. So there's something about releasing like negativity or releasing stuckness, allowing yourself to sort of move in some way or progress, or allowing change to come in to the situation, right? Because you will get there. There's also something about elevating it, like moving it up in some way, or maybe moving your thoughts up, or moving the way you think about it, thinking differently about it. Now for some of you, I would say with the Knight of Cups here and the Magician, that you, if this was about, I think when I said before, maybe it was about you wanting a new relationship or starting a relationship or being in a relationship, I feel like that's definitely coming for you, because you've got the Magician and you've got the Knight of Cups. So that's you manifesting. I feel like something about you releasing sort of like maybe negative thoughts around this situation, or negative or sort of stuckness around it. And once you do that, you can kind of manifest, or you can create, or you can have the thing that you want. But there's something about having to clear out, maybe your thoughts, your negative thoughts or negative patterns that are keeping you stuck. And once you do that, you can then manifest what you want. And some of you, that may be, for some of you, that very well may be an actual person, an actual relationship here with the Knight of Cups. Because the Knight of Cups is the most romantic card in the deck, and it is about somebody coming forwards and, you know, offering love or providing love. But there has to be some sort of clearing of old energy that's sort of keeping you stuck, right? So, you know, don't give up on this situation, whatever this situation is. Don't give up on it. But there's something about you needing to release negative with the joy, tears of joy and sadness. So needing to release the sadness, get rid of the sadness in order to welcome in the joy that is very much here for you, right? And the strength is all about healing. So I feel like there's something about maybe some healing that you need to do. So maybe you need to have to go through some healing, or maybe you need to work on yourself a little bit, or something about releasing, this kind of stuckness, making yourself stronger, or building up your strength with the Leo energy here, making yourself feel stronger, more positive. And then once you do that, you have a much better chance of bringing in the very love and the care and the nurture that you want in this situation. And with the Hierophant, that is about, it's very much about commitment. It's about, obviously this person looks incredibly happy, and it's also about, there being lots of then kind of possibilities for you to elevate, to move up in life, to feel happier, to feel better. But there has to be some kind of shift or movement or change, maybe in how you're seeing it, or an initiation is often a process of beginning something, which sometimes can be uncomfortable, right? When you have to think of those initiation ceremonies or whatever, and with lots of different things, often somebody has to go through something a little bit uncomfortable, right? So I feel like maybe that's what your advice is, that you have to go through initially a little bit of discomfort, right? A little bit of discomfort, a little bit of that happens when you are healing and when you're going through something. Then once you feel stronger and better in yourself, you will attract the very thing, or you will have the very thing that you are desiring in this situation, whatever it is, which is, I think, a desire for love and to be cared for and to care, to have an equal, caring, loving, nurturing situation. So what have we got in terms of zodiac signs? So we've got Leo, obviously, as I said. We've also got Libra and Gemini. And we've got Pisces and Taurus energy. But that is it. That's where I'm going to leave it, pile number 2. I hope you liked the reading. If you did, please do all the things that I love that makes me happy, which is liking, subscribing, hitting the bell, so you always know when I'm uploading, and hyping. I love a hype or a comment or any of that, or all of that would be fantastic. But otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pal number 3, welcome back to your reading. So today we are looking at giving advice on your current situation. What's going on, a situation that you're focused on, maybe, that you're thinking about, and you want to know what's going on and what you should do. So you have come in under this card, which is a card that says Unknowing. Okay, and then also this little orange calcite star here. Okay, so let's put that there. Actually, I might put that on my card so that we can see it. Brilliant. There we go. So how is everyone? Is everyone doing well? I really, really hope so. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for everyone who looked at my last reading. That was lovely. And also, I was so pleased to see that I think there was quite a few people that had hyped it, which for those of you who don't know, is kind of like a new YouTube feature where, you hype a reading, and there's that particular creator has a chance of getting points for each hype, and then it goes on to the leaderboard for their particular country, and then if they get on that leaderboard, then it's a great way to promote your channel. It's really focused on smaller channels. So yes, I was really pleased. It makes a huge difference. It really helps my channel to grow, and it also gives me a massive boost. So thank you so much for doing that. If you're one of those people, then thank you. And if you feel like you want to do that again, then please do. But let's get straight into the reading, and obviously just reminding you, of course, that it is a general reading, so please just take the messages that resonate for you. So we are looking at, what is the current situation? So what's going on in this current situation that you're focused on? So whatever that situation is, it can be anything. And, what is the advice? What is Spirit's advice? What do you need to hear? What do you need to know about that? So let's get out some first of all, let's get out some oracle cards on both those things. So what is going on? Oh, so I'm just going to take these because they flew out. So we've got the bouquet and the fox. So bouquet says pleasantness, gift, charming, joy, happiness, flattery. And then we have the fox, which is selfishness, trickery, wrongness, clever, suspicion, and caution. Interesting. So maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something, this situation is something that you're not sure about with the unknowing. So maybe you don't trust it yet, or there's an element of not trusting it. Maybe it's presenting in a certain way, or it looks like it could be really good, but you don't trust it. Or maybe you're not sure about it. It's got both pros and cons to it, with the bouquet and the fox. Let's see what else we've got. What's going on in this situation, and also what's pile number 3's advice here? So we have awakening. So that maybe it's something new for you with the awakening here, because we've got all these spring flowers. Awakening is when something's waking up. It's springtime, so maybe it's in its early stages for some of you. I don't know, this situation. Yeah, it's kind of just beginning. That might be why you don't know much about it, or you're not sure of it. Okay, so what is going on for pile number 3? Ease. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. Ease. Okay. Right. Let's get one of these out. What is going on for pile number 3? And what's her advice? What's going on for pile number 3? What's her advice? Affirmation for healing the heart. Affirmation for healing the heart. Okay. For some of you, it might be that there's a bit of a lack of trust in this situation. Maybe you've been hurt before with something, and maybe you find it difficult to trust, or find it difficult to trust in this situation, which is why you've got this affirmation. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy. It's like convincing yourself it's okay to receive good things, or it's okay to receive something. It's okay for me to have good things, and that might have been damaged in the past because perhaps you have had untrustworthy situations or untrustworthy people. With the fox here, perhaps you've had a lot of trickery, or a lot of people that have that you haven't been able to trust. So maybe there's a situation like this at the moment that's just starting or just beginning for you, and you don't know whether you can trust it. You're not sure. Anyway, let's get some more cards out. I might get one of these. Let's get some more cards out on what is going on, and what is the situation about, or what is actually going on for pile number 3 here. What's going on in this situation? What is the situation, if you like? I feel like it's that one. Let's see. But these relate to the tarot cards, so let's see what this one is. This is the Chariot. The Chariot has come out in all 3 readings today, which is interesting. So we've got the Chariots. Right, okay. Okay, so what's going on for pile number 3 then? What is actually going on here? We've got Temperance. we've got the Knight of Swords, the Hanged Man, the High Priestess, and the Star. Ten of Swords. Right, so it could be something with the Ten of Swords being the overarching energies. Perhaps this is something whereby you are, something seems like it's over. Seems like it's over. It seems like it's come to an end. Maybe there's been a lot of pain here. That comes right under the healing heart. So maybe it's a situation where there's been a lot of pain with the fox here. Maybe there's been a lot of wrongness or wrongdoing, and it's caused a huge amount of pain. The Hanged Man is a situation that is literally sort of hanging, or a situation that is, it could be that, you know, it's something that you're pondering on a lot or thinking about a lot, or there needs to be a new perspective in it or a new way of looking at it. The Knight of Swords, maybe the Knight of Swords is, it could be something that's ended, or where there's been a bit of disharmony or some harsh words or something like that, because we have two cards of healing here. We've got the Star and then we've got the Temperance. So I feel like it could be a situation that has had some pain in it, or some trickery in it, or maybe some deceit or something like that in it. And maybe currently it's on hold, or it's not, there's a lot of not knowing what's happening with it. It could be that there's no communication or something, or there's no, with the High Priestess, it's kind of secret or hidden, or it's there's not a lot of contact, or there's not a lot of connection going on. I feel like there's a lot of stress in it, maybe for you. And maybe you're looking for some healing here with the Temperance and the Star. But there's a lot of reflection going on. I feel like there's a lot of maybe you're reflecting on it a lot. Maybe you're thinking about it a lot. Maybe you're not sure. And it could be as well that you feel like you need to somehow protect yourself or something. Yeah, I feel like maybe you're thinking you need to protect yourself, or you maybe need to detach, or you have detached from the situation. There's something like that as well. There's something to do with speed, because we've got Chariot and we've got the Knight of Swords, and that's both very kind of quick energy. Maybe something is happening quickly, or something happened quickly in this situation that was either distressing or is causing a little bit of causing a little bit of uncertainty in you. Maybe somebody's moving too quickly, or you feel like someone's moving too quickly, and you're not sure. There's definitely some sort of uncertainty here for you. And I feel like it's got something to do with you not being overly trustful of the situation, and it could be because it's caused a lot of hurt. And yeah, so maybe you're thinking, gosh, it could be for some of you, maybe you're thinking, is this a situation that I want to keep, or I want to hold on to, or I want to stay in. That could also be what's going on here. Something about a new perspective, seeing it differently, or having to see it differently, or needing to change your perspective. Maybe there's something about, if it's something like you don't know whether to trust, you know, just say for example, this is a relationship that's just beginning for you, and because of previous relationships or previous hurts that you've had, you are very distrustful, you know, understandably. I think if that's the case, there might be something about you needing to sort of look at things a little bit differently. So it might be something about you sort of needing to heal yourself a little bit from all of that, so that you can look at, you know, new opportunities differently. Obviously to still be mindful, but sometimes if we've been really, really damaged or hurt, then we can be, you know, we're overly protective, aren't we? Because we obviously don't want to go through that again. But it might mean as well that we just haven't really given ourselves enough time to properly heal what has gone on before. Because, you know, all relationships are different and they all have, you know, potential in them. There's all new potential. You know, people are different. New people come towards you and they offer new things. And if you block yourself from that because of previous hurt that you haven't got over, then you can kind of lose that opportunity. So there might be something around you needing to change perspective as well, that you can do once you've kind of healed a little bit. Yeah, so I definitely feel this is something you're not sure about, and you are not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, and that's probably coloured through previous experiences of getting hurt or being hurt in this situation. But there's also something about listening to your own intuition, listening to your own guidance here as well. But let's see now, what's your guidance? What's the guidance for pile number 3 in this? What is the guidance for pile number 3 here? What is their guidance? What do they need to hear? What's their message? I feel like it's both these. I'm going to take that. So this is the 6 of Wands. Ooh, success and victory. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. Let's get out some other tarot. I might also get out one of these. What is the guidance? What do they need to hear? What does pile number 3 need to hear? Hearth, homecoming. Homecoming, hearth. Right, we've got the 2 of Pentacles again. Ooh. There's a little bit of uncertainty in this, isn't there, for you, with the unknowing and the 2 of Pentacles coming up twice. So the 2 of Pentacles is like weighing something up. Okay, so you're definitely weighing something up. Perhaps you need to weigh something up. Perhaps the advice is that you need to weigh it up. You need to reflect on it. You need to think about it. So what is the advice for pile number 3 here? What is their guidance? What's the advice on this situation for them? We've got the 2 of Swords, 5 of Cups, the Hanged Man, Justice, and the Queen of Cups. I feel like the advice is that you really, really, really need to weigh things up in this situation. You really need to weigh it all up, right? Because I feel like there has been a lot of disappointment around this situation. You've got the 5 of Cups, you've got the 10 of Swords. Maybe there's been a lot of loss. There is still quite a lot of uncertainty for you in it. But I feel like it can, with the 6 of Wands and the Justice, it can come into balance in a funny kind of way. I feel like it can come into balance, but there needs to be, with the Hangman, a different way of viewing things or a different perspective. Because the Hangman is about seeing things from a different point of view or having a different approach, right? So It could be that you have to have that, or whatever the situation is has to have that. It has to change its way of being, or change its way of doing, or change its pattern, or change the dynamic. So maybe there has to be some healing in this situation, or there has to be some something whereby it's balanced, right, where it comes into also something fair, right? So in order for it to be fair and balanced, there needs to be a different perspective, a different way of doing things, and that will mean that it will be successful. So maybe at the moment it's it's just, I feel like it might be a little bit stuck as well. Maybe it's a little bit stuck, or you feel a little bit stuck in it. But it might be with the Five of Cups that it's because there is a focus on, because the Five of Cups is often about focusing on the negatives of something, focusing on what you're losing, or focusing on what has been lost, or focusing on what could go wrong, right? Rather than, because normally in the traditional Five of Cups, you've got, somebody faced towards the 3 cups that have fallen, and they've got their back to the 2 cups that are still standing. So maybe the advice is that there's a change, there needs to be a change maybe in your perspective, or in your way of looking at things, or in order for it to work out. Because I think like potentially this situation could work out favourably, but the attitude needs to change. The whatever it is, the way that you're looking at it, or the way that you're viewing it, or the way that you're dealing with it, or the way that you're focused on it needs to change. And it could be, like I said, that it's like that because you've had a lot of difficult times, and so that's kind of like, understandably, maybe coloured the way in which you view certain things, right? And that's why I feel like there's some healing that needs to happen for you. Or some work on yourself with the homecoming. Maybe you need to just look after yourself a little bit, or nurture yourself a little bit, or give yourself positive love and experiences and stuff to help you through that, so that you can then view something in a more positive way, or view this situation in a more positive way. There's definitely something about releasing a certain approach, or a certain way of seeing this situation, or viewing this situation, or experiencing this situation, right? Because maybe there's some healing that has to happen, whereby you can feel good about yourself, and then you are much more likely to feel good around other situations, or other people, or whatever, and also attract that kind of energy as well, because we do have the Queen of Cups, which is, the Queen of Cups is also it's a card of healing, it's a card of loving yourself, it's a card of, having a lot of giving yourself a lot of nurture. I feel like this Queen is really, she's got her eyes closed, and, she's at peace, really. She's appreciating where she is, who she is, what she is. So I feel like with this situation, the advice is that there's definitely some advice around you healing, taking time for yourself, giving yourself love, looking at things differently, right? Looking at things from a different perspective. And that kind of goes hand in hand with maybe being more positive in your mindset, and giving yourself space and time so you can become more positive in your mindset, and that will lead to more balance in whatever in whatever way that relates to this situation, and also a sense of kind of victory, rather than this sense of not knowing what's happening, feeling stuck, in a constant state of uncertainty. That all kind of needs to go, really. But anyway, what have we got in terms of zodiac signs? So we've got Capricorn energy, we've also got Libra energy, we've got Scorpio energy, Pisces, Libra again, as well as Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. But that has been your reading, pile number 3. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do give me a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe, hit the bell if you want to hear more hype. That would be great. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you. But otherwise, have a great day. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.